I still remember the exact moment everything started to feel off. It wasn't something dramatic, no sudden pain or emergency. It was subtle, quiet, almost invisible. The kind of thing you brush off, literally and figuratively, because it seems too small to matter. It started while I was brushing my teeth. A routine so ordinary, so ingrained in my daily life, that I never once stopped to question it. Morning and night, same movements, same products, same belief that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do to stay healthy. Until I noticed the blood. At first, it was easy to ignore. A faint pink swirl in the sink. Something I convinced myself was normal. After all, how many people see a little bleeding when they brush and don't think twice about it? I was one of them. But over time, that small detail became harder to dismiss. The bleeding didn't just happen once in a while, it became frequent. My gums felt tender, sometimes swollen. There was a dull discomfort that lingered even when I wasn't brushing. And still, I kept telling myself it was nothing, because I was doing everything right. Or at least, that's what I believed. That assumption is what made me stop. Not the pain, not the blood, but the contradiction. If I was doing everything right, why was my body responding like something was wrong? That question stayed with me. And instead of looking for a quick solution, I decided to observe, to pay attention, to treat this like a quiet investigation into something most people never think twice about. What I found was uncomfortable, but eye-opening. Because bleeding gums are not random. They are not harmless. And they are definitely not normal. They are a signal. A direct response from your body indicating inflammation in the gum tissue. And according to what has already been studied in oral biology and periodontology, this inflammation is often linked to a combination of factors: bacterial plaque accumulation, disruption of the oral microbiome, and repeated mechanical stress on the gums. In simple terms, something is out of balance. And that's where everything starts to shift. Because when you begin to look beyond the surface, you realize this isn't just about brushing your teeth. It's about how you do it, what you're using, and whether your daily habits are actually supporting your body or working against it. Think about this. Most people never question their toothpaste. They trust that if it's on the shelf, it must be good for them. But many formulas contain abrasive compounds designed to remove stains quickly. Over time, especially when combined with aggressive brushing, these abrasives can contribute to irritation of already sensitive gum tissue. Now add to that the way most people brush. Fast, forceful, mechanical. As if cleaning harder means cleaning better. But your gums are not designed to handle that kind of repeated pressure. They are soft tissue, delicate, responsive, and when they are constantly exposed to friction and stress, the body reacts the only way it knows how. Inflammation, bleeding, discomfort. And here's the part that changed everything for me. Your body is not failing. It's communicating. That realization made me look at everything differently. Because instead of trying to suppress the symptoms, I started asking a different question. What is my body trying to fix? That's when I began connecting dots I had never linked before. The sensitivity to cold drinks. The slight yellowing of my teeth. The occasional discomfort while chewing. None of it was isolated. None of it was random. It was all connected. Part of a larger imbalance in the oral environment. And once I understood that, I stopped looking for shortcuts. I started looking for alignment. Because the human body, when given the right conditions, has an incredible ability to recover. This isn't speculation. It's something observed and documented across multiple areas of health. And the gums are no exception. When inflammation is reduced, when bacterial balance is restored, when mechanical stress is minimized, the tissue begins to heal. Slowly, naturally, consistently. But that only happens when you stop interfering with the process. And this is where most people get stuck. They keep repeating the same habits, expecting different results. They switch products, try new techniques, but never address the underlying issue, the mismatch between what they're doing and what their body actually needs. That's exactly why we left a practical guide in the first link in the description, and also in the pinned comment. If you're dealing with bleeding, swollen gums, and constant discomfort, and you want to understand what's really behind it and how to start reversing it naturally, click and see. It can give you a much clearer direction. Because once you understand the cause, everything becomes simpler. You stop guessing. You stop reacting. And you start acting with intention. For me, the changes didn't happen overnight. There was no dramatic turning point. No instant transformation. It was gradual. Subtle at first. I adjusted the way I brushed. Slower, gentler, more precise. I paid attention to how my gums responded instead of forcing a routine onto them. I became more selective about the products I used, focusing on balance instead of intensity. And something interesting started to happen. The bleeding reduced. Not all at once, but steadily. The swelling began to go down. The discomfort faded. My gums started to look healthier, stronger, more stable. And with that came something I didn't expect. Confidence. Because when your body stops signaling distress, you feel it. Not just physically, but mentally. You stop worrying about every brush, every meal, every sensation. You start trusting your own body again. But here's the truth most people don't hear. This isn't about finding a miracle solution. It's about removing what's causing harm and supporting what's already trying to heal. That's it. And yet, that shift in perspective changes everything. Because now, instead of fighting symptoms, you're working with your body. Instead of forcing results, you're allowing them. And if you've been dealing with this for a while, if you've tried different toothpastes, different brushes, different advice, but nothing seems to fully resolve it, maybe the issue isn't effort. Maybe it's direction. And that's exactly why I recommend you check the first link in the description and the pinned comment. There's a complete method there for people who are tired of sensitive, yellow teeth and inflamed gums and want a clear, structured path based on real understanding, not guesswork. Click and take a look. Because there is a way forward. Not quick, not magical, but real. Grounded in how your body actually works. And when you start following that path, the changes are undeniable. The pain begins to disappear. The sensitivity fades. The color of your teeth improves. And your gums stop being a problem you manage and become a sign that everything is finally in balance. That's when you realize something important. Health isn't something you force. It's something you allow. And once you understand that, you stop chasing solutions and start creating conditions where your body can do what it was always designed to do. Heal. If this perspective made you see things differently, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because this is just the beginning, and there's so much more to uncover about how your body really works when you stop fighting it and start listening.